What's up, you guys? We're going to talk today about the three key essential things that you need. There's more than that, but I'm going to talk about the three key essential things I think you need to be a successful businesswoman, a successful businessman, an entrepreneur, to be self-sufficient. And also, I'm going to touch on the three things, from my opinion, that I think are very detrimental and could sabotage the whole process of you becoming financially independent. This is EB from Compton, you guys, dumb diddy dumb, the city where I'm from. You guys know what it is. And I'm going to go into, from my opinion, three things that I think that you need to have before you can become very successful in business. Now, if you guys check my record, I'm going to do a soldier boy on you. I was the first guy from Compton, the first guy from South Central LA, period, talking about Bitcoin on YouTube, Ethereum, teaching people blockchain technology, teaching people about decentralization versus centralization. I was the first. There's no other but EB from Compton. Let's get it right. So I'm going to talk about, from my perspective, a person who's made a lot of money in real estate, a person who's made a lot of money in the streets. At first, that was my first interaction with business. Of course, I was in the streets and made a lot of money in the streets. A lot of people know EB from Compton. But then from there, I elevated my game to the corporate level, became a real estate appraiser and a real estate investor, as well as a property owner. And I did quite well in the real world of business. But I'm here now to really uphold and uplift those entrepreneurs who have a dream, those people who want to get away from the everyday working life, because I just don't feel like you're going nowhere with a job. I would have never done the things that I've done in my life if I had a job. I would have never owned over 7 Mercedes-Benz. I would have never bought my ex-wife a Mercedes-Benz. I would have never raised my kids in a multi-million-dollar home. I would have never traveled to 7, 8 different countries. Not bragging, I'm just saying there's no way a job would have given me the financial freedom or the income even to be able to do the things I've done in my life. And so I'm a one who just believes in entrepreneurism, and I uphold entrepreneurism, and I'm excited and motivated, and I inspire other entrepreneurs to do you. And in this day and age, where most of the jobs went over to China, and now China is trying to exploit Africa, not just for the minerals, they need new workers, because now the Chinese economy has went up. The middle class has grown. The rich has grown. They don't have the ability now to actually slave labor the citizens of China. So they're looking for new slave labor. And that's why they're in Africa as well. Well, being the case that most of your jobs in India and China, and actually I'm in Dominican Republic. Being in Dominican Republic, I noticed that there's several American companies that use Dominican, even though they're a Spanish-speaking country. If you speak English there, you can get a job at one of those call centers. And most of these call centers are American companies, because they can pay these people $2 and $3 and $4 an hour, $3 an hour, $2 an hour, $300 a month. They can pay them and they're happy. So the day of jobs is decreasing here in America. Most of our products are imported, we don't have a lot of exports, meaning there's not a lot of stuff made here. So the jobs here are depleting at an alarming rate, have been so for the last 20 years. So if you're not growing into the entrepreneurial mindset, you're not going to live the kind of lifestyle you want to live. You're not going to be able to afford the kind of things that you want to do. So back to the lecture at hand, the three key essential things that you must have is, the number one is vision. You have to have the vision of what it is you want to do. What are you trying to do? What is your goal? You have to first have that vision of what it is you're trying to do. What industry you want to go into, and what kind of service do you think that you could provide, or what kind of business that you think is lucrative. Whatever it is, you have to focus on that, and you have to basically understand what it is you're trying to accomplish. Get as much information as you can on that industry. And you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that it's possible. The number one thing that you have to do is first envision what it is you're trying to do, accomplish, what kind of entrepreneur you want to be, and then you have to develop the belief in yourself. You have to stay focused on that because there's going to be so many distractions along the way because most of the public have still not evolved themselves into an entrepreneurial mindset. Entrepreneurs are probably the minority of societies, but entrepreneurs, in my opinion, are the leaders of society. Why? Because entrepreneurs are the ones that invent things. Entrepreneurs are the ones who see things. They're visionaries, and they're the ones that create jobs. Because 2/3 of the job force is small businesses, which are created by entrepreneurs. So this is a very different mindset than how you're raised in school and college. All of these different institutions train you to fit into a society and not lead society. So number one, you got to have vision. You got to understand what it is you're trying to do and believe in yourself. Number two, you have to surround yourself around individuals, not necessarily in your business. If you can find people in your business, great. But entrepreneurial mindset people. You have to surround yourself around people who've making it happen for themselves, who have made it happen for themselves and making it happen for themselves. Because again, the majority of the people in society are not entrepreneurial thinkers, and they're going to try to discourage you because they're not living their dream, or they have not even entertained the thought of what it is they want to do or what they're trying to do. So they don't believe that it's possible because these people are probably just getting spoon-fed by a job, and they have not yet traveled out of the realm of that. Now, one of the reasons at 18 I had a problem with a job, because not that I didn't like to work. My father was a military guy, so he taught me and my brother, you're going to get your behind out the bed early in the morning and you're going to work. My problem was when somebody tells me I'm making $10 an hour, they just told me what kind of car I can drive. They just told me what kind of ring I can buy my fiance. They just told me where I can live. They just told me where my kids can go to school. They just dictated my whole freaking life. I have a problem with that. I'm going to be the engineer of my train. I'm going to be the conductor of my train. So that was the problem I had. And when you go into the entrepreneurial mindset and you decide you're going to set your own bar, nobody's in control of your life. So you want to make sure that you're around the same mindset of people, and you want to continue to develop. And you want to be about self-development, whatever industry you're in or whatever thing you're trying to learn, whether it's trading, whether it's real estate, whether it's a plumbing company, whatever. You want to have the most information of anybody in that industry. You want to just immerse yourself in the information as to that industry and how you can be successful in that industry, and you want to continue to grow in knowledge and research, so you can be the best in that industry. That's going to set you apart from everybody else. Lastly, stay consistent. Don't think it's going to happen just in 1 month or 2 months. It could take years for you to develop. A lot of people don't realize that Amazon, the first time Amazon launched, they went bankrupt. People don't realize that. And then he stayed consistent. At first, he was just doing books. He stayed consistent, and eventually he came back with everything on e-commerce, and it's the largest company in the world. Now, consistency is very important. Do not give up. Don't put a time frame on it. Stay consistent. Okay, now I'm going to go through the 3 things real quick. I got 1 minute here. The 3 things that's detrimental. Number 1, bad influences. It can be your spouse. It can be your friends. Bad influences. Stay away from them. Bad thoughts. They're giving you bad thoughts. Also, stay away from being lazy. Giving yourself excuses. Procrastinating. These are things that's going to slow you down. You have to stay consistent, and you have to be adamant, and you can't be lazy. You got to be hungry. Okay? And the lack of preparation. There's a saying that it's best to stay ready, and you don't have the opportunity, than the opportunity to come and you're not ready. So those are the things that I see as entrepreneurs we need to make sure we capitalize on all these different things and don't fall subject to the 3 detrimental things. And that's what we going to do. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Like to me, my thing, like, and I see you guys.